free.
So this week is free week, and today we are going to talk about that you can sometimes be more comfortable around other trans people as a trans person versus being with cis people, and the fact that sometimes trans people seem to think that things are okay to do and say around other trans people just because we're all trans, when it's really not. Well, I find that being with other trans people is really nice because, well, I mean, it depends on your cis friends, because my cis friends are very, like, they know a lot about trans people, and they know, like, some of my trans friends as well, so they're not like, it's not like being with a...
It's not like being with an exclusive cis crew.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like...
They know a lot,
know
so it's like still kind of comfortable, but it's still different with other trans people because you share experiences that you don't share with the cis people, and it's easy, like you can make jokes and stuff, and like I wouldn't like say to my cis friends, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm just gonna trans to the store now. I would say that. I would say that, but I wouldn't like, if they said that to me, I would be like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you talking about? But like, it's, I don't know, it's like a different kind of experience. It's, you relate to each other in a different way.
I've been very fortunate to befriend a group of people that I thought were cis, and I thought that I was cis, and then I've slowly seen this group of cis people turn into like non-binary and trans people and like every kind of people. And so the group that I think of as my cis friends are actually not my cis friends. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm still like, oh, the cis group, no, hold on, wait, like...
They transgenderize.
Yeah. I remember when I texted one of them, I was like, I'm not cis, and they were like, yeah, I know, because I don't have cis friends. So obviously you're not. I was like, okay, like, they knew before I did, which was nice. Aww, so cute.
Yeah. But yeah, there's definitely a difference in... it's kind of like low-key. Like, it's not... I mean, if you have cis friends who are really like kind of like low-key transphobic, obviously there's a difference, but we're assuming that the cis friends aren't transphobic. It's like, I don't know, there's a difference. Like, we talked about before, like, when you need to take off your binder and stuff, it's like, they will understand, but at the same time they won't, because they...
You know that they have so many questions in their head that they're kind of like, oh, can I ask this question? Can I say this thing? And it's probably okay if they said the thing, but there's still like this feeling in the room where you know, oh, they're thinking about so many things that they can't say, which makes it awkward, even though it wouldn't have been awkward if they had actually said it.
Exactly. Like, and I also feel like it's really weird. Like around, the friends I usually am with, I'm really comfortable around them, so it's okay if I need to take off my binder. It's not that bad. But some days I'll just be like, no, I don't, because they're cis, and I feel like if I take off my binder, they're going to be like, you're not actually like.
Oh yeah, I know exactly.
I know that they still see me as a guy, but it's gonna be like it's gonna be like in your face, like it's not. And with another trans person, it's like we have the same issues. Like even if the parts are different, we have the same issues. It's like.
But in some situations, it's so hard to pinpoint why this particular situation is more comfortable with other trans people than it is with cis people. It can be anything. It can be like going to the store with cis people, because there are things that will affect us in our daily lives as trans people that cis people don't think about. It can be anything. No, but like, I don't know, someone... but you know, like the look, when someone looks at you and you know, oh, they have no idea what I am.
I know.
And you're like, and you can't decide, is it a good thing that they probably... that they're like, I'm debating this person's gender in my head right now, and it's like, is that a good, is that good or is it bad? Sometimes it feels good because you know that you've confused them, and that's my goal in life. Yeah. But sometimes it's like, please, don't look at me. Yeah. And with other trans people, it's like, yes, it's my crew, like. Exactly. But with cis people, it's just like, I'm just gonna go look at bananas now. Yeah. No.
Okay. Let's not sin any more than we need to.
Do you see?
Okay, but yeah, that's true. Like and also like we talked about before, public bathrooms. Oh my god, I remember when I was in Greece, when I was at the airport in Chania, and I went into the women's bathroom because I really needed to go to the bathroom, and I was like, I'm not, like my mom's cousin, male cousin who doesn't know I'm trans is going to the male bathroom, like I'm not going to fall, like, yeah. I walked in and there's this woman standing by the sink, like, and I'm like, I have a chest. I am walking like I'm going into the bathroom. I was trying to reverse pass. It was like I just walked into the stall and I was like, ah.
Reverse pass is the best concept.
Oh,
It's me. It's me. It's me. It's the sis.
The sis has arrived. Look at my sis. Anyway, if I'm walking with like my cis friends and I'm going to a cis bathroom, no, if I'm going to
If you went to a cis bathroom.
yeah, and like most of my friends are, okay, literally all of my friends are girls except for the trans guys, but they are trans, so it's not the cis problem. All my cis friends are girls, and so if we're going to a bathroom, then we're all going to go into the girls' bathroom. And if I'm like, yeah, I can't go to this bathroom, I need to go somewhere else, I feel like I'm being a bother to them. Like they would be like understanding, but I would still feel like I'm a bother to them. But if I'm with another trans person, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, we need to go to a different bathroom.
Because everyone's been there, like at one
Yeah.
point, like, I don't want to go into these gendered bathrooms.
Yeah, exactly. And then the person is like, yeah, same. And then we just move on. Okay, trans people should think about how they treat other trans people.
Trans
Now
people should
this.
think of, yes, this is things of import.
There is a difference between how trans people talk to each other and how cis people talk to each other about trans things. But it's not okay for a trans person to, like, I mean, like we talked about, like some words and some jokes and some touching that is not okay for cis people to say. It's not okay for trans people to say to each other either before they know each other. Like you can't just go up to a stranger and just because they're trans assume that it's okay to like to tell a certain joke or whatever. It could be dysphoria inducing, it could be whatever.
And ask certain questions that they think like, oh, we share a trans experience, so obviously you have to be used to, first of all, used to getting these kind of questions and be comfortable talking about them, but that's not necessarily the case at all. Like some people are very, like, yeah, sure, you share a trans experience, but your individual experience is still very different from everyone else's, so you don't know what someone will take offense to, and you don't know how they will react when you tell them something or ask them something.
And it's still a private, like, just because you're a trans person, like my genitals are still a private thing. They're still mine. They're not all trans people's. Okay, if you're a trans person and you're asking me for advice and you ask me first if you can ask me advice, then I will probably be okay with like talking about things. But you can't just go up to another trans person and assume that everything about them is open for you to touch and to talk about and to access just because they're another trans person. It's not like they're still a different person, you're still strangers.
Yes.
Like assuming that other trans people will be okay with taking off their shirts and like a trans guy showing his binder or even taking off his binder, he will not necessarily be comfortable with that because he can still be dysphoria inducing even if there are just other trans people around. It's really important, and I think it's something that especially at like trans gatherings, it can, you know, you get overly excited, you think it's okay to just talk about anything, you just want to like pour your heart out, talk about everything, receive new information, be comfortable, but like you can't do that with a stranger without asking first.
Because you wouldn't walk up to a random stranger on the street and ask them certain things, so why would you do that just because you know this tiny bit of information about this person that they are trans?
Like you are literally behaving in a transphobic way because you are objectifying trans people if you are assuming that certain things will be okay with them just because they're trans. Like you're generalizing all trans people. All trans people aren't like you. All trans people don't share the same experience. So that is not hard to grasp.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
So yes. Our conclusions.
Our conclusion.
Our conclusion.
Our conclusion. Vampire.
That's not our conclusion. Okay, so bottom line is, I would,
treat everyone with respect.
Yes.
Is the bottom line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, I would actually love to hear about other people's experiences with trans
please.
people versus cis people. Like, cis people who are not transphobic. Cis people who are your friends. Like, how do you feel like there's a difference in how you not necessarily behave, but like feel around them? Like, what is the difference? Like, please do share, because that's a really interesting thing to hear about. And yeah, remember to treat trans people with the same kind of respect that you want cis people to treat you with. Like, obviously there is a difference in how you relate to each other and everything, but remember that people still have boundaries and you don't know them before you ask.
It's a very good conclusion. I approve.
Yes.
Okay.
So I will see you next week. You will not.
The sadness. I'm going home. I'm going away from Stockholm. He's very sad. I too am very sad. So many hours away. Okay, like 3, but still.
Okay, but if you have a big bag.
What are you insinuating? This is like when you're like, I'm gonna smuggle you to Philly next year. I was like, okay.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. You won't have to smuggle me if I willingly come along. Why are you insinuating that you're gonna have to kidnap you to America?
If you can't pay and I can't pay, we have to get you to Philly somehow.
This is entirely somehow. That's entirely true.
Right? But we have to manifest our reality.
We're going to Philly.
We're going to Philly next year.
We're going to Philly.
Yes. It will.
It will.
It will. It will. Signing out.
Yeah.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
So beautiful. Okay.
So beautiful.
So beautiful.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye.